Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Misty Blue. This actually came in and I was pretty stoked to check it out. Before I go on further, I'm going to go and put some notes on the screen. There's about 22 pages of notes, but a lot of what's going to be in the notes will not be discussed in this video. I strongly recommend checking out the notes because if you're serious about actually wanting to know about more about this IEM, there's a lot of information in there that will give you much more information to get a better read, which will not be discussed in this video to save you time and save me time. Okay, well, let's get right into it. The Misty Blue is not available on Amazon. I took a little bit of a gamble. The funny thing is, I did see a few requests for this. Like, people were like, hey, can you check out Misty Blue, Misty Blue? But I actually wanted to check this out because there were, because I started seeing this in different areas. Like, basically, this was apparently tuned by a singer. And so I was actually really curious about how this would sound like. And a lot of the feedback regarding this was very positive. A lot of great things. And, you know, it's one thing when a lot of people just kind of like hype things up, but they don't really know about it. And then there's stuff that's like, you know, under the cover and like it's really good. But like just people don't know about it. And I think this is it. So yeah, it comes in like this huge box for something honestly that shouldn't have to be this big. Most of the size was because of this right here, but man, it's not very minimalist, I'll tell you that. But yeah, let's get right into it. Let's start talking about how it sounds like and to go from there. So in terms of bass, I would give this a grade of B. I was tempted to give this an A, but I can't give it an A because honestly, these had better, much more powerful and more impactful bass, and I gave them a grade of A. So I'm like, well, this is more of a grade of B. The bass is like, it's not a lean bass. It's not, you know, the good quantity, but not a lot of quality bass. This has quantity and quality. In other words, it's got a lot of punch and power. It's just a little muddled, but it's got bass. I mean, it's not like it's, how do I say this? It has more bass than pretty much every single bright IEM and neutral bright IEM. It's more in the league of kind of, you know, the bass is more closer to more fun sort of bass. So grade of B. The sub bass is actually slightly above correct, but it's pretty correct. I actually, in other words, so the sub bass in the background, I was listening to it and listening to different songs, and it actually sounds accurate. Or pretty close to accurate. I actually have to check and double check. Is it more above correct, as in fun, or is it actually correct? As in, like, that's probably what the audio engineers and musicians wanted that sub bass to sound like. And so my rationale is like, it's right in that fine line. It could either be correct or above correct. So it's kind of almost neutral in that aspect. In terms of female vocals, holy crap. Dude, they weren't kidding around, man. The vocals on this are amazing. They are... I used 3 words as I was writing my notes all throughout: full, detailed, and angelic. They have like a angelic quality to the vocals. It is just like, holy crap, it's so good. It's one of those things where I can't explain it very well, like because there are some IEMs I have that have really great female vocals. Studio 4, Kiwi Ears Astral, the Civ Q right here. All 3 have great female vocals, but I never use the word angelic to describe those 3. This has a angelic quality. That sounds so corny. You'll get it when you get it, if you get it. You know what I mean? But you'll get it. You'll understand it if you get it. It is just, it's like this ethereal quality to the way it sounds. It was to the point where when the song was over, I was just like stunned. I was like, I have never heard anything quite like that before. And it makes sense. Honestly, no, it really does. The reason I say it does make sense is, you know, I was actually spending a good hour checking through all the frequency graphs of different IEMs to see what maps closest to this IEM. You know, a lot of IEMs don't really sound like this at all. Like, you'll look okay, so obviously in the frequency graph, I'm simplifying this, but I'm trying to show you something. In the frequency graph, it always looks like this. A lot of IEMs can copy this, the sub bass, but this stuff, the way it's done on this side, no IEM does it the way this does. It's unique in the way it does it. It's a very unique sounding. So in other words, the way its treble and the highs are done is very, very unique. But overall, vocals, I would give this a rank of S. Now, in the beginning, I actually was hesitating between A and S. But after I checked out the Luna tracks and I was seeing how it was handling it, I was like, this is absolutely S tier. Which in my opinion is like practically flawless for female vocals. Okay, next, for male vocals, it's right between a B and a C. So it's not the best with male vocals. It's funny because when you look at my grade, I put a little red dot at the tail end of the B right before it touches C. That's how I feel about it. It's right in between. The problem is that male vocals are slightly thinner, but not enough where I would say that voice is thin, but it's noticeably thinner than I would like. Also, they have a slight nasal quality to the voices. Like each of them have a slight nasal tone to them. While off topic, and I'll demonstrate this at the end of the video, I actually wore these IMs and then I was using a microphone and listening back to see what it was doing to my own voice. And because that usually means that's what it does to male vocals too. So sure enough, it makes my voice sound a little nasal and slightly thinner. It sounds like I'm speaking with a Rode NT1A, and I'll demonstrate a Rode NT1A at the end of the video. So I give male vocals a rating of like B minus 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 minus. That's what I would give it realistically. Soundstage was wide and expansive. It's like holy crap. Like, let me put it this way. I know I am not the best at determining Soundstage. One of the best channels, I recommend you guys check it out. If you ever want to know the two best channels for determining Soundstage, there's this guy named Fresh Reviews. This guy he just games all day. And so he has an understanding of how big that Soundstage is. But the second guy you guys should check out is Honest Audiophile, because he is in a church and he literally is hearing all the people in the orchestra every freaking day. So he knows what kind of soundstage it is. What I'm trying to tell you is, when I don't know how good the soundstage is, then I'm kind of like, I don't know. But then when I'm like, this is damn good, then this is damn good. So this is in that damn good category. It's really good. It's got really great soundstage. In terms of comfort is excellent. What I did was I actually marked a time at when I was wearing them, and then I was just like marking down every single time where, when things get uncomfortable. Comfort was excellent. There's no issues with this. Sibilance scores are pretty damn good here. I was actually going through and testing it with some of the harshest tracks out there, and it was at regular volume, pretty much no sibilance. And then at when I cranked it by 25%, it was actually venting off most of them, but the only one is the most egregious of issues, i.e. the Edward Smith one. But every IM fails that. So in my opinion, this is actually really good at dealing with sibilance. So there's that. Now, let's go ahead and kind of give you my theory on kind of where I think this is in terms of tuning. It's funny because when I look at bright IMs, like bright, neutral bright, hellish bright IMs, it's not as bright as those IMs. It's actually warmer than everything in the bright box. And I demonstrated that in the pictures in the PDF. But it's also less warm compared to everything in the warm box. So it's not as bright IMs, but it's not as warm as stuff in the warm box. So it's somewhere closer in neutral. And in fact, when I was looking at the Dunu Titan S, which I consider kind of pretty neutral-ish, it was actually pretty close. But mind you, this sounds nothing like a Dunu Titan S. It sounds way better. So I came with a hypothesis, which I have in the notes, but basically, I feel like it really is a unique sound. There's nothing quite like it. It's a very unique sound. But anyway, overall, really spectacular IM. It's just like, it's so good. This is amazing. And I think all the people that have said this is great. And this is not on Amazon, and it's one of those IMs where I know it's going to disappear because they all do. And it would be really sad if nobody actually gave this a chance. It's a really great IM. And that's all I want to say. All right, so what I'm going to do is so this is a neutral microphone. Most audio folks, they know the Rode NT1 4th Gen. This is a neutral sound. So we're going to use this as a palate cleanser. This is basically a palate cleanser, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the Rode NT1A, because to me, the vocals for male vocals and my own voice kind of has a nasal tone to it, and it's slightly bright. So now let's go Rode Rode NT1A. Hello, microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. This is what it's doing to male vocals and my own voice subjectively. Obviously, it really depends on ear tips or how you hear it, but to me, this is how it sounds. Slightly nasal, slightly bright, slightly higher pitched. It doesn't have the grrr of male vocals. You know what I mean? This is how it sounds on the Misty Blue for male vocals, at least in my opinion.